Hi Aries, this is Red from Scarlet Ibis Tarot, and I'll be doing your weekly read for the upcoming week, so let's see what's going on. Hopefully something good, right? Please keep in mind these readings are general, so they may or not resonate with you. If they do, that's awesome. If they don't, please check your other astrological placements or check one of the other fine readers on YouTube, because there's plenty of people with a lot of talent who are willing to help you. Yay, right? Okay, cross-watchers, you're welcome here, but please check your own placements, because relationships do not happen in a vacuum, and roles also may be reversed. So let's see what's up for Aries. Okie dokie. Cut it. Let's go. So we have the Magician reversed, Queen of Wands, and Death. Well, that's quite the combination, isn't it? So Aries is in the middle of a big change. Change is happening in your life. And the thing is, this feels more... Okay, so you've probably, over the past year, like a lot of other people, have been spending a lot more time by yourself than you're used to. Even if you are partnered, you know, just the way things have been, you've been spending a lot more solitude. And there's also been a lot more, you've been going out less, there's been a lot more time for you to think about what's really meaningful. You finally hit the point where these things are starting to come out. Like you're coming back out of your shell. You're feeling like, okay, it's time to re-engage with the world, and you've been spending a lot of time thinking about what's really important to you. And now you're making actions to take care of those important things. For some of you, this could be realizing you're not happy with your career path. For some of you, this might be dealing with issues from the past that have been hanging on you over your whole life, and you're like, okay, it's time to take care of these things. So this is good. It's going to be a little rocky at first getting through this, because you know you're taking what's inside of your head and moving it out into the world. And again, that's always like kind of traumatizing in some ways, even when it's events that are happy, you know, like starting a new business or writing a book or, you know, proposing to somebody. There's still that like fear of the unknown, even though you really believe these things are going to be successful. So that's where you are, Aries. This idea that you have percolating in your head for the past year is finally moving forward. Person you're dealing with in this. Okay. 3 of Wands reversed, 8 of Wands reversed, and Page of Wands reversed. I don't think the person you've been dealing with, Aries, is as comfortable with these changes as you are. This is not like a relationship deal breaker or anything like that, but Aries, you need to communicate more with them, because I get the feeling for some of these partners, this feels like it's coming out of nowhere. And this is something you've been thinking about for like months, Aries. Like, maybe I should go back to school. You've just had this real life change that you've been thinking about doing, and you haven't put your partner in the loop as much as you should have. For some of you, this is like you want to retire early, and your partner didn't know that until like now, and you're like looking at RVs. You see what I'm saying? There's just this whole, you're kind of out of loop, and I don't feel any desire to end the relationship on either side, but I think your person's just going to be startled, and once they get used to this new attitude you have, it's going to be fine. But I think for some of them, their feelings might be a little hurt, because they might have suggested some of these things to you in the past, and you kind of fought them on it, and now all of a sudden you're like, oh, this is the best idea ever. And they're like, I said that 2 years ago. So you see what I'm saying? There's going to be a little rocky bringing these ideas into fruition, and your partner is going to be shocked. Yeah, this is not going to destabilize your relationship at all. It's going to end up making it stronger as you guys go through it. Just so we have so many wands here. So we have 4 of Wands upright, Justice, and the Knight of Wands reversed. And so again, this is the same thing. Like I said, this is not going to destabilize your relationship at all. It's going to end up deepening it. But when you get into this situation at first, you're going to be a little startled, and your partner is going to be a little startled. Like I said, it's going to seem like to the other person in this situation that it came out of nowhere because you haven't been talking to them. But it really, they're on the same page with you. It just might take them a second to be like, okay. So what's helping you here is we have the Ace of Swords. So these ideas you're having, your brain's firing, all these thoughts that you've been thinking about, they're coming out. But again, it's really different for the person. They're just not used to it. Yeah, you've been spending more time in your head than you have been like talking to them. And you need to start talking to them again. This will be fine. Buy your RV and run around with them. You'll be good. Okay. And then what's hindering you is the 5 of Wands reversed. So many wands in this reading. Yeah, there's just a severe lack of communication here that's going on. And that's what's hindering you, is there's been a lack of communication. And that's actually what might be part of the problem your partner is having, is that they feel like you made all these decisions, even though they're decisions that they'll agree with, without consulting them, without talking to them. Like, you've come at them like this is a done deal, and they would have rather talked to you about it. Like, I don't know. Maybe you're like, hey, I bought an RV, and they're like, they would have liked to look with you. I'm just getting so much travel in this too. Maybe some of you want to move to where you've been talking about moving for a long time, but you kind of forgot about it. Like, oh, I always wanted to move to Colorado, and you know, you guys talked about that when you first started dating, and then just nothing happened with it for like 5 years, and now all of a sudden you're like, hey babe, let's move to Colorado, and they're like, whoa, where did this come from? You know, so that's the big hindrance, is the lack of communication. The final outcome is this is something you guys are both willing to work towards. But like I said, Aries, you really need to get your partner on board with this. You need to talk to them more than you have been. This is going to seem like it came out of nowhere, but it really didn't. And that's about it. Just don't present this as a done deal. Take their input, because if you come at it like, this is what we're doing, they're going to be upset with you. But if you come at them like, hey, I've been thinking and I want to do this, let's do this together, then they'll be like, yes, we'll figure this out together. Alright, that's what I have for you this week, Aries. Have a good one, and I'll talk to you later.